Hey, Amelia. And here's my buddy. Can of Coke. I think my singing bowl is a good little way to clear the energy in my own little space here before I start. Hey, you guys. I am glad that you have both come back. I've had a good day. I hope you guys have had a great day. And yeah, basically that's it. I hope that the last 24 hours have been really positive for you all. I hope that I hope that we're all trying to work on ourselves that little bit more, trying to take control of what we think and what we act and what we do a bit more. It's important, it's important to realise that, you should be responsible for the things that you do. It's really that's quite simple. I know it's not something that we have to do. People can be as irresponsible as they want to be. But when you take control of your simple thoughts and you take control of the things that you verbalize to other people and you act in a certain level of vibration, you start to change, or you can change your reality for the better. So, why wouldn't you try and express yourself in a better way? Why wouldn't you think before you speak? A lot of people are very much about responding just when the emotion of a situation takes place. And, we can all sit back and I think it's just about sitting back from everything, be a little bit calmer. That's the thing about what's going on in the world, how it's making everyone do things really quickly. So most people aren't actually thinking a lot before they do it. So any between the couple of you that are on at the moment, anything that's going on in your life, anything that you want to throw out as a question before we get into our general chat about things that are on my mind? I mean, maybe there's something on your mind or something that you want to ask me, go ahead, ask away. I mean, the whole point for me, while you think of anything you want to ask me, but the whole point of me doing these lives, I think it's not just about me expressing how to go about, dealing with the different areas of life through certain ways of responding. I want to be here so you guys can say, hey, I tried this today, this happened, I was thinking this and this happened. Do you got any ideas about what's going on? So, I want to see you guys actually put into place things that you don't normally do, right? That you're starting to do that are new, that aren't automatic yet, right? And I hope I can help you to go down those paths, be brave about who you are, right? And start to want to be who you are, not worry about what everyone thinks. If you're treating people really from the heart and you're treating people well, then, doing the things that you love to do is very important. I think that's the most important thing in life, reminding yourself of things that make you tick. Tins Nell, how you going? Welcome. We've just started. We're just having a bit of a chit chat. Can of Coke's on. Amelia's on. A few of the regulars that love to sit and have a chat and have a listen about, taking control of their life. Jet, I have had a great day, and I hope you've had a great day. Because that's what it's about, pumping each other up. The day is what you make it. The moment is what you make it. Aussie gal, welcome. Enjoy. Positive vibe in the Craigsworldrocks space. We're all here to try and understand how we can, transform our lives for the better. How you as an individual can actually impact your life in a positive way. Oi, oi, oi. I am with you. Oi, oi, oi. Obviously, I'm a Mexican because I'm in Melbourne, Australia. So for those Aussies that are online, they understand that terminology. I just hope that I that I can be the best version of myself, whatever that means, Jet, right? Like, I think every single person deserves happiness in their life. I think they deserve to, experience life in the most positive way, do the things that you enjoy doing, being famous is something that, this world aspires to, people aspire to that. I think if you be the best version of yourself in the area that makes you tick, in the area that you feel really comfortable with, hey, Krista's Air or Ali Ring. I'm saying that totally wrong. Chris, I'm just going to say Chris. Welcome, my friend. It's about being true to yourself. Like, one of those things, and I appreciate all the positive feedback that you guys give, and I want the same for all of you. Don't think I don't. I think every one of you deserves happiness in your life, and I think you're all perfect as you are. I think you can have whatever reality is that you believe yourself to deserve. So believe the most expanded reality that you can for yourself. Believe in the most positive reality that you can for yourself. Don't limit how you think about you. You're not bad in any way, shape, or form. You are the creation of what you believe yourself to be. You exist and you're conscious and you're amazing. And when we came into this world, we were perfect, untainted energy beings, right? Babies are perfect. When they come into this world, they're, oh, look how perfect they are. And I'm going to call you Chris, though, from the Philippines. My goodness, I'm glad that you're here. When we come into this life, we are perfect. And I think we all get told many negative things as we go through our growth experience, as we become, we're pure and innocent as we're born. That's the beings that we truly are. But then we get blocked and we get programmed by everything in the world, right? Parents, friends of the family, teachers when you're young, kindergarten teachers, strangers that when you're a young kid, you hear things get said that you don't really understand, but you're a sponge, you absorb everything. Oh, cool. Okay, no problem at all. Very world connected there. I am a wizard, mate. We're all wizards. We are whoever we want to be, right? I'd love to be Harry Potter. Yeah. That seems like fun, doesn't it? Jump on your broom and go for a fly. Harry Potter, yeah, he rocks. But believing in who you are, right? Believing in who you want to be. That's very important to me. That message gets across to whoever's interested to hear that, because, we're downtrodden by human existence, right? We are downtrodden. People that are around us and they raise us, don't do this, don't do that. It's through fear that they're very nervous about raising another being. One of the most important things, I said it on yesterday's live, but one of the most important things that I did with raising my two grown adult boys now is that I always encourage them to do the things that they love. I didn't put any like, oh no, you've got to do something that's going to achieve a certain score so you can become a lawyer or whatever that might be. I asked them what they really like doing, and I encouraged them to go into that space and do the things that made them feel the best they could feel. Now, they're both very well-rounded individuals with how they see life and what they're out there doing. And I just encourage everyone to, if you are raising kids, if you're an adolescent or a kid yourself, remind yourself of what you're into, what makes you feel the best you can feel. So you need to be doing those things, because we create everything. Cat lover. Many cat lovers out there, but I love that name. And you can be a kid. That's cool, my friend. We're all kids at one point. But when we're doing the things that we are most passionate about, we put out a message to our conscious or our subconscious minds, And our higher self and subconscious minds, I believe, are the part of ourselves that are creating or helping to create the things that we're asking for. So they help to get in that path. If you don't go after the things that might seem really hard, but they're the things that make you like, I'd love to do that. If you're not going after that, you're not telling your subconscious mind that that's what you want. You need to actually want that. You need to head towards that. You need to want to be that version of yourself. You know, it's like as kids, I want to be an astronaut. I'd love to go to the moon. And as a kid, you just believe you can, or I want to be a fireman, or I love the idea of this. And, you know, these vibrations and energies, these are who you've come into this world to be, to become. And as parents and as individuals, we need to understand that that's the most important thing to listen to, is what's coming from you. When you're young, you don't have, okay, cool. When you're young, you don't have the blockages, right? You don't have those limitations or as many negative things stopping you. Arthur, you're awesome, my friend. Appreciate you. I am an Aussie. Yes, I am. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Craig is my name. I've called my YouTube page Craigsworldrocks because, yes, I am, Arthur. Because life is what you make it, right? You want life to rock. I come from the 80s and 90s as an adolescent going through there, and I was into all the heavy metal and the rock and roll and having a lot of fun and going out and partying, and that's what life is about. Enjoyment, love, having a great time, being the best version of yourself you can be, treating other people the way that you want to be treated, right? Thanks. Thank you very much, my friend. Join the family. Look, I'm just wanting people that are keen and listen to or like to listen to how I express how I see life. Sweet as, you know, you come along, you listen, join up. When you're online, it's really just, you get to see the authentic me. I mean, for the ones who haven't seen me before, the last 18 months, I've probably been putting out a lot of YouTube videos on things that I've been shown and understand, experiences I've had, and the different ways I see, different ways to experience life, or different things you can do to solve different aspects. And I've put a lot of those ideas out there, but when you see me live, obviously you can ask me questions and you can see I'm a pretty genuine person. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself I can be. So I'm putting myself out there, and I'm not really worried about how other people take it. The ones that like what I say and how I'm talking and how I see my life and how I live it, take the things you like, chuck out what you don't like. I'm not here, I don't expect people to believe everything I'm saying, even though I'm speaking my truth, but everyone's on their own path. So you have to take the things that help answer the questions for you on your path, your life. Everyone, in my opinion, started this life and came here because we chose to come here. We chose to live this life. I don't believe any magical being has made us come here. I think we're involved in that in a big way. I think we've got other family and friends and spirit connectors that we work out the lifetimes with, and we come into this life to experience ourselves from, I'm Craig, from the Craig perspective. I believe I've lived thousands of lives. So my existence is like a massive jigsaw puzzle, and this lifetime of Craig is one piece of that puzzle. And the puzzle just keeps getting bigger as you expand on how you see yourself. Hey, Sammy, how you going? Good to see you. No, I appreciate every single one of you that jump on. I want you to know that you don't have to ever feel disconnected about this life. You know, no one tells us really or gives us any idea about the truth about life. And I've spent most of my life just been interested in wanting to know why. Why am I here? Why am I living this life? What's the meaning to life, the universe, and everything, right? Like, it's the ultimate question. No one has a clear answer. But I can tell you from my perspective that a couple of things. I believe very strongly that we do live forever. The physical body obviously deteriorates in this life, but our spirit, our soul, our energy, it goes on. 100% guaranteed. I believe I've proved that to myself. I'm very comfortable about life and death and everything. And I don't think death is even the right word. I think that we just transition into the next phase of who we are. That's one thing, right? But you want to be comfortable with understanding how things work, right? That's how I've always been, wanting to know, wanting to understand. And everyone in life, in a massive way, a lot of people are all looking out there for the answers. They're all looking out there. Now, yes, okay, you're all listening to me, but I'm telling you that the answer to how I see things and what I believe is we're all holding those answers in ourselves. You know, I have had a beautiful day and I appreciate you. The answer that you're looking for connection with life, for me, is connecting with you. See, where that comes from, me, I believe we're connected with the all that is. Now, you can call it God, you can call it God, Goddess, you can call it all that is. I like to call it just the all that is, because everything in this existence is energy. We're connected with energy. We're all the same, though. We all come from the same place. And we all live this life and we'll all leave the same way. And I don't think it really matters to put terms on it or religious concepts on it. I think that every single one of us already has the ticket. Here's my little analogy for everyone from Craig. You know, I love the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but only 5 people got the golden ticket. In life, I believe we've all already got the golden ticket. We can access whatever we need to access. We don't need to do anything to achieve immortal status. We already are immortals. We already will go on. We are connected with everything. We are consciousness. We are light vibration. We are there. Why are we here? We are here to experience ourselves from a different perspective and do it in the most joyous way we can. And we do it from a point of starting out blocking how we see ourselves. We don't know anything. Where we block off all the other things that all the other lifetimes we've lived, we close them down. We don't actually allow ourselves to come into this world in general with that information. So we start from not knowing, and then we slowly awaken ourselves. And that's part of the excitement and the journey of life. Each thing that I've discovered as I've gone along for myself has been a personal, you know, quantum leap, you could say, within myself. People shouldn't be here thinking that it's about controlling others to make their lives better. The only person in life you should be interested in taking control of and understanding is yourself. Once you empower yourself, once you see who you are and you live your true self, you be your authentic you, the best you can be, you actually vibrate an example to everyone around you. And then they, hopefully, the ones that you care about you, start to get that example of how you're living and how it's expanding your world. And other people around you start going, you know what? I'm going to start doing the things that I really like. I'm going to start living my life to the best I can live. Because I don't see any other answer out there, and I don't see any other actions that people are saying to do in their lives other than that. And I can say that when I'm doing something that I'm passionate about it, and it's something that I'm buzzed on, my vibration goes through the roof. When hey Higgs, how you going? When I'm doing these lives, I'm feeling up here because I'm expressing my truth. I hope you all get that, right? That's for me. Now, you guys pluck and take what you like because you're here listening. There's a reason why everyone creates a reflection for themselves. So if you're here and you're listening to me, it's like there's going to be some things that I say that'll answer maybe other things for you because, you know, I'm basically expressing my true self and I'm looking at myself. So I'm doing the mirror work with myself. I can't see any of you. I can see your responses, but you know, always take the things from everything you see and do and experience in life and listen to people face to face or online. Take what you like and throw out what you don't like. If there's something that doesn't sit with you, it means it's not right for you now. doesn't necessarily mean that that is an incorrect statement. It just means that for you, where you are right now, it's not needed. So don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just take the things that sit well with you, because everyone's on their own path and everyone's at their own position of life, right? So you've got to follow the things that are in your heart. You've got to remind yourself, what do you personally love to be doing? Who are you? That's why lately, hey, Org, Avon, hello to you. Higgs, yes, you are always welcome. All of you are always welcome. And for the reminder of everyone, you are perfect sparks of existence, every single one of you. And you are all unique, and you all don't have to change anything about yourselves to be the most magnificent being that you are. You are the perfect part of this jigsaw puzzle, which is existence. And you will live forever. And you should celebrate that. It's exciting. You don't have to give your power away to anyone to live forever, because you are as much a part of the all that is as anything else in this universe. There is no one that is more than you, and there's no one that is lesser than you. We are all life, expansion, energy, existence, and we are trying to learn and see ourselves from the position of Craig, of Higgs, of Org, right? We are all looking at our lives, and we're basically getting that reflection. We're learning, we're experiencing, we're growing, we're enjoying. Life is about doing the best thing that you think about, the thing that you know that you love to do, right? Connecting with your passion. There's more than one. Everyone has more than one passion and things that make them feel joyous and happy and buoyant and high vibed, right? So what's important about being high vibed, everyone? I mean, you can throw out your answers that if you like while I sip my coffee, because coffee's great. One of my greatest passions is actually doing what I'm doing right now, XO. I am expressing about things that I've been taught and things that I've experienced myself to bring together my understanding of how I understand life, and, you know, techniques to help us take control of our lives a bit more, to feel connected with our lives, right? To feel that we're in charge. You're not in charge of one other being on this planet, but you are in charge of you. Right? That will always be. You will always be. Right? If you stress about things, that's the understanding of creating your own reality. See, because some people believe that a God or a religious figurehead of a religion you give your power to them, and you're lesser than, and they make all the decisions in your life, which for me, no offense to anyone that actually has that belief with religion and it makes them feel good, that's okay, right? But for me, hey, Caitlin, how you going? Welcome aboard. For me, it's about, I'm actually the person, I'm part of the all that is that actually has chosen to come here. I've taken myself and gone, okay, what do I want to experience next? I want to go into this lifetime and I want to be a dude called Craig, and I want to actually grow up in Melbourne, Australia, and I want to find myself, right? I want to experience not knowing and then awakening up through, you know, da-da-da. Now, as you go through your life, as you get more connected, that you're in conscious control. You can become in conscious control of what you're creating. When we first come in, we are unconsciously creating everything. Now, we go into life and all the lives, all the paths or choices in front of us are there. They're already done. We are creatures of manifestation. We know how to create our own reality, okay? We don't have to create a reality now to have things happen for us. We have to know who we are, and then we're right here, right now. I'm a person that's done the best I can to get to this point, but I want to be this type of Craig. So I've got to pick the lane, or I've got to pick that version of me and work out, how do I go from this Craig to that Craig? What would I need to do? Do I need to talk better? Do I need to believe in myself more? Do I need to do more things that I'm passionate about? How you going, Mad Dog? Good to see you. And exactly, it is, right? It's something you're passionate about. Now, dirt bike ride, I'm going to use your example here, right? Four-wheel drive and leader bike, yeah, all that stuff, right? Going out the bush. I'm going well, Mad Dog. I hope you're going well, mate. Yeah, when you go out and you, hey Ali, how you going too? When you go out there and you're doing your bush bashing and so on, that can be done in groups. You can either meet up with mates and you're all into the same thing, and that's when you're talking about the same things and where opportunities can arise in the area of things that you're passionate about. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go out there and suddenly you'll be in a job where you're selling four-wheel drives, or you start doing a four-wheel drive club and everyone joins in and you talk about all the things about four-wheel drives, and opportunities arise throughout everyone's life, right? There you go, Riz. I'm just going with the flow with what I'm thinking, mate. But connecting in, I suppose. But you gotta believe that you create what happens in your life, but you can just not try and change too much and do the job that you're doing and blah, 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 and not really go fully after your passion. But if you remind yourself that this is what I really want to be doing, you're putting your energy into that space, and then you're going to attract people in that space. Now, like we just said there, Riz actually runs a four-wheel drive club, so that's pretty cool that I would start saying that without any knowledge. But, it's then all of a sudden he's got a connection with all these people into the same thing as he's into. Now, as you become friends with these people, they might be doing jobs that are more in line with things that you're passionate about. And opportunities can come from that. And you can find yourself doing a job that you just basically love. Yeah, well, that's it, mate. It's a great family. It's a great family situation for you, mate. It's a great connection with bringing everyone together. And, it's obviously something that you enjoy and you're passionate about. And absolutely, I suggest to everyone that you head down the path of doing things you're passionate about until the energy dissipates. You run it to the end, and they can come to the end. They can come to a finish where you go, oh, I'm not really up for that anymore. But then you have to pay attention to where your energies move to. What's the next thing that you're passionate about? See, life is actually created through your energy. So when you're passionate about something, that drives the energy into that area, and it's an easier flow. It's an easier creation when your heart's involved. Someone can't take it away from you when you really believe it, right? When you really believe in yourself, when you believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, it doesn't matter if someone else's opinion throws out there, because that's your truth, right? When you're speaking and acting your truth, when you're living your truth, it's you. You own it, right? You're empowered by it. Yes, you've opened yourself up to be vulnerable to people saying, oh, I don't know why he's doing that. That's stupid. But when you fully believe in what you're doing and it makes you feel the best you've ever felt, it does not matter one iota what anyone else thinks. It is about empowering yourself and being the best version of yourself you can be, and listening to what's in your heart, listening to the things that made you feel great when you were a kid. When no one really knew you were just a kid and you were just playing and thinking and experiencing things, and you'd see things and go, wow, I'd love to be a fireman. Oh, I'd love to put out fires. Oh, and that becomes a passion as a kid. Some kids just love to run fast. Some kids love to imagine themselves dreaming of being an astronaut. I think I said that earlier. But it's about reconnecting with where the passion comes from within you, because you came into this world with an idea of things that you would be into in this life, And if you're not listening to yourself, you're missing the most important point that can be in your life. You're not listening to you. And there's no one more important in this life than yourself. You know, I don't know who Scott Cawthorne is, Clara, but all good. How you going? You know, so again, I'm going to say this again, guys, and I've sort of said it. The answers to life for me, they're not outside me, right? When I was younger, I was looking, like everyone does, looking for something to believe in, looking for an understanding. You know, when I did first meet the first person that told me that people do believe that they create their own reality, that just sparked me. Something inside me went, oh, I've been waiting for that comment. It took about 22 years of my life before I heard that. But once I did, and I became aware of that, I started diving into it, and I started meditation classes, and I started really quietening myself at times and listening to what was inside me, right? And for a lot of us, that's really weird to hear that, right? It's not a thing that you go, really? Like, I've been alive for a fair while and I haven't really heard anything yet. So think about life like this, right? I mean, I live in Melbourne, Australia, and it's a big city, 6 million people, and, you know, and everything's flat out. Everything's got to be done tomorrow or yesterday. Bosses are racing around, people are racing around doing their jobs. It's tiring just thinking about how crazy everything is out there. And so with this speed of existence that is this natural thing that just keeps getting faster the last few years and seemingly no end in sight, we have to remind ourselves that we don't have to stay caught up in that. We can choose to take time out of that. And I'm not saying about stepping away from your job for 6 months. I'm talking about find 5 minutes at the end of the day. Find 5 minutes where you sit yourself in your bedroom, turn the light off, dark, quiet, breathe. Quieten your mind. Just breathe in your nose, exhale out your mouth. Relax. Let yourself slow down. Let your whole being slow back down, because we were never meant to be on fast dial all the time, right? I believe the wisest, most connected people in life understand how to step out of the crazy energy when they need to and refocus and remind themselves of their true balanced state, and then allow the right answers that you need at that time to come forward. When you're clear, when your mind is clear and you're balanced, the connection between heart and head is nice and clear. And so we can get images and we can get messages and we can get some clarity when we ask certain questions. When I sit down and I'm just quiet with myself for a couple of minutes, so, you know, it might be in the bathroom, you sit there for a couple of minutes with your eyes closed and, hey, how you going? And, you know, you're basically just checking on the day. Did I do okay today? Did I, you know, I was pretty positive in that situation, and, oh, that situation happened and I was a little bit abrupt with that person. Okay, I could do better there. It's about, I think when you sit down and just like quiet yourself for a few minutes once a day, you basically give yourself to clear yourself of that day. So you're accepting everything you did. You can't afford to be beating yourself up about things. The biggest problem that we all have is we don't want to let go of things that we think we haven't done right, or things that we couldn't possibly accept, things that happened to us a long time ago that, you know, we couldn't possibly have wanted to create that for ourselves. That was a horrific situation, right? But they are an experience. They are an experience that at some point in time, we have to accept. If it's happened, we have to accept that it's happened. Because if we don't just simply accept it, the energy stays blocked and it stops the flow. It stops the new energy, the more positive, high energy coming in, because you got this energy blockage, right? You gotta basically understand that your life, your energy wants to flow, right? So anything that you have not accepted about yourself at any point in time stays there, and it's blocked energy, right? So to really lift your vibe and connect with your true self, you must allow yourself to accept everything that's happened, good, average, bad. You create your own reality. You create it all, right? Fry from 98, I don't believe you're a robot, Fry. Well, you can't accept just the good stuff. That's the big thing that a lot of people seem to do, and they just hang on to the bad stuff. They hang on to the bad experience. But let me say this to all of you that are listening. The bad experiences have brought you to where you are now. And the good and the average and the boring, every experience, everything that you've been through is adding together, has created you at this point in time. Accept yourself. Accept yourself as perfect. You have done a bloody awesome job to get here. Pat yourself on the back. If you take 5 minutes in the day and say, okay, I'm going to accept who I am. I'm a good person. I've done everything I possibly can. Accept yourself for who you are. Always, bit of a stove yesterday, I forgot that bad energy. Yeah, that's right. You can't hang on to anything. Experience it, enjoy it, hate it, whatever. Experience it, accept that it's part of your learnings that you want to go through, and then let it go. And then you can always say, well, I've learned that now. I'd like to think more positively in that area of my life into the future. Blogs, my friend? Nah, probably not. So acceptance with ourselves is huge, guys. Absolutely huge, right? Acceptance of who we are. You know, when you say something sarcastically or smart-assy or joking around, and it's not a real positive comment, it's a bit shitty, it's a bit whatever, right? It's a reflection of how you feel about you, right? They're good or bad, my friend, it's what your beliefs perceive that to be. Now, you know, if you feel that doing something to someone that's negative is okay, then you might be doing it from your ego, not from your heart. I don't think that any of us in our true selves want to hurt anyone else, want to go out the way to treat people badly. I think we're all good at the center of ourselves. So when people are doing bad things that we perceive as bad, I think it's a disconnection thing, and I think it's a lack of understanding where those thoughts are coming from. And they can come from, you know, well, I don't think you're a sociopath if it's coming from your heart. Your heart's not going to allow you, not going to want you to be a sociopath. That's going to be your ego mind, right? And, well, think of it this way, Fry. If everyone is from the same place as you are, and they are a reflection of you, and you have brought them there to help you get a reflection on yourself, why would you want to talk badly to yourself? Because if you're incapable of feeling compassion for others, you're basically saying that you're incapable of feeling compassion for yourself. And I think you should think about that, right? That's right. That's because I believe that what I put out comes back. I create my own reality, Fry, right? Like, that's what I believe. So that comes from me testing the waters and seeing if that works, right? When you talk really positively to someone, or you go, thank you so much for doing that for me, don't you get positive back in most cases from that person? You get that instant reflection. If you are aggressive at someone or negative, they're usually going to respond in that kind because you're playing at that low level vibration. If you have achieved any goal in life, if you have said, I want to improve myself and I want to run faster, right? And so I want to run the 100 meters faster. And you beat your PB by 0.1 of a second. You have just proven that you create your own reality. Because if this reality wasn't able to be changed, you wouldn't be able to change anything. You wouldn't be able to improve anything in your life. It's all or it's nothing. So everyone that's achieved any type of goal, business goal, physical achievement, whatever it might be, you are actually proving that you create your own reality because you are in a world that is changing constantly. How does Craig know that? Well, are we not getting older every millisecond of every day we exist here? Our physical bodies are deteriorating. They are changing on a constant basis, which tells us that we can change everything at every moment in time if we transform how we see things, right? Your beliefs that you hold control what's created in your world. And that's why I talk about looking at yourself, asking yourself, am I happy with how I'm acting? Am I happy with how things are going here? Do I want to do something different? Do I want to create something different? It is about taking that ownership, right, of your life. That's all it is, man. And I'm very happy for you, Fred. And I'll tell you this, you know, if a person's happy with everything about themselves and they do treat the people around to the best of their ability, that's it. Why would you want to change anything, Fred, right? Or Fry. Fry, sorry, Fred Fry. I've got my glasses on, I'm still getting confused here. So it's about wanting to know if there's more to it, right? But at the end of the day, if a person is really happy with how things are going and you're being the best version of yourself you can be and you're really happy in your life, why would you want to change anything? But change is a constant. You'll find that as you go through life more and more and more, if you haven't realized that reflection yet. It's always changing, right? I remember when I was 21 and, you know, I was a different person. I have transformed to a different thinking person over that span of time. And again, in the inside, I always feel 21, right? Well, there are things that I've proved to myself through my life, my friend, and I suppose what I'm saying is that there is different things. Absolutely, Fred, mate, you're always welcome, man. There are things in life that, you know, are bigger than all of us, I think, and I think taking the time to actually investigate some of those things from your own personal perspective is not a bad thing. I mean, I really don't believe that there's anyone out there making everything happen to us. I think it's the other way. I think that we're all in control, maybe not consciously at the moment, but on a subconscious level, I think that we're all actually putting out what we want for ourselves and it's being created. But, you know, I think people can get to the point where they're in conscious control. And I think part of that journey is, you know, taking ownership of how we act and how we think, not just acting on emotion. When someone's acting bad, I can act bad too. I mean, I don't think that's a reasonable response. I think we can hold ourselves to a higher account if we choose to, right? Simple as it gets. But yeah, so knowing who you are now for me is key, right? It's absolutely key. You want to change who you are. You want to change yourself for the better. You want to go after the things that really make you feel good from maybe you haven't been doing that. Then you've got to take ownership of that, but you've got to know where you are. It's important to know where you are in life. ZAF, how you going, mate? Chatting away tonight again about life, the universe, and everything. People that you know don't know if they live forever or don't know if life goes on from the physical. One of the things that I say to everyone is there's a book called Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe. Robert Monroe is a very famous out-of-the-body traveller or OBE experiencer. There is an institute in America called the Monroe Institute where people go there and learn to step out of their body and experience life separate from the physical for a time and come back and forth and so on and so forth. I like Spider-Man too, man. Don, how are you, mate? Going well, I hope. I like all the Marvel characters. They're all cool. Mason, how you going, mate? I hope life's treating you well. I make the best effort to be the most glass half full individual I can be, Zaf. And if that's a crime, well, I'm a criminal because I'm Mr. Positive, basically. There's a YouTuber that comes on called Roadstrom, and that's what he started calling me, and I've run with that. So Craig tries to express, or I do express, how I see life. I am an individual that believes what we put out into the world comes back. So we are very much in charge of what's going on in our own lives. And obviously, if you want good things to happen to you in your life, the more positive you are, the more positive things come back. Everything around us is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So if there's any aggression or anger or negative stuff happening in your world, that's usually a reflective sign that inside you, you're not settled. You're not feeling good about you, in some particular area. So, learning how to actually reflect on what's going on a daily basis helps to empower an individual to get an opportunity to change the way they act or how they feel or what they believe about themselves. When I talk to everyone, I really want to tell everyone, you're all fantastic as you are, right? You don't have to look outside yourselves to find connection in life. You basically just have to believe in you more, right? I'm here to tell you that life is about how much you believe in you, right? If things aren't going that well for an individual, have a closer look at who you are, have a think about how you act in situations, and look through the whole different periods of our life. We react different ways because you get peer pressured as a young guy because you don't want your friends to not like you and you act more like them to be part of the group. But I'm here to tell you that that's not the answer, right? That's like looking online and seeing people say, you need to wear this makeup or you're not going to be accepted. Sorry, but that's crap. I want people to embrace their uniqueness. I want people to know that they're perfect as they are. Just like when you came into this life. There's nothing wrong with any of you. You're not lesser than. You're awesome. You are perfect, vibrational beings that actually, you're all part of the all that is. You're all part of the God, Goddess, all that is. You're all going to live on after this life. Right? That's awesome. If what Craig's telling me is true, and I know that it is, that's a pretty cool thing to believe. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be fearful. Live life to the best you can. Do the things that make you feel the best you feel. Don't waste your time doing things you hate. Remind yourself of what you love and start to do them in some way, shape or form. And I know I say that a lot, and I know because it's so important to me that people remember what they came here with. You came here with a feeling in your heart about who you are. Be that person. Be that person. Whoever that person is, your light will shine in this world brighter than any other light if you be that person, right? It's about being the authentic you. That's not a religious comment. That's not a spiritual comment. That's just a genuine, heartfelt, do the best for yourself. It's the only truth that I can say 100% with a surety that we all need to do. Don't waste our lives. Do the things that make you feel the best you can feel. I feel awesome when I'm talking to all of you. I mean, this is a passion for me. And I've found this, I've always known I can talk. Let's face it, I'm a chatterbox, but talking about life, the universe and everything has always been a passion of mine. I've always thought, even from a young kid, I always thought, why is that? Why is that person saying if I don't do this, bad things will happen? That doesn't make sense. I've always had a brain that's asked the questions, right? I don't sit there and accept blindly because everyone else has gone along with it. I'm not a sheep. And I don't want any of you to be sheep. I want you all to be leaders. I want you to be lions. Be lions. Be your individual self. You head out onto the prairie and you're the king of the beasts, right? You're the king of the jungle. Be lions. You are all lions and lionesses. And let's face it, the lionesses are way more tougher than the lions. It's just a reality of it all, right? But be who you are meant to be. Embrace yourself. Don't be worried about what anyone else thinks. I mean, look at me. I'm trying to be that example, right? I'm putting myself out to the world talking about how I see life. And I feel better than I've ever felt doing it. So I know I'm on the right track. All right? I want to leave the lessons that I've learned for others to draw upon. You need to pick up, you need to bump up in the vibe. You need to hear someone say, life's awesome and you're awesome. You come on and we'll chat whenever you want. You know, and I'm going to be doing this very, very regularly. May I say right now, though, tomorrow I won't be on. Family wedding going on. One of my nephews is getting married. So that's very good. But that's something that they want to do. But, you know, that's going on. So I won't have time to jump on live tomorrow. I know, sad faces, everyone's disappointed. You know, I know it's upsetting. But I'll go on Saturday and, you know, a couple of days from now and we'll reconnect again. But, you know, connecting and being your true self, you don't get a better feeling than everyone. You do not get a better rush than when you are living the life that you were meant to live, doing the things that they're in your heart. You know what I'm saying. Everyone knows that, right? Like, if you've forgotten what brings you joy and passion, what's you in a nutshell, what's just you, you know, and it's true, you know, when you start doing those things, you will attract the people that are just into the same stuff as you. You'll attract them to you. And you're running at a high vibration then because you're so excited. You're just doing something that's like, I'm just looking forward to it. You leap out of bed because you're going to do it today. And I'm going to do that hobby that I just love and done it, whatever it might be. And then all the other people that are going there, they love it too. And they're all buzzed too. So you start to have this connection at a really high vibe, right? Which creates more positive experiences for you. It rolls on like a positive snowball. You don't create your own reality with that much power, enthusiasm, and love and positivity unless it's coming up here, unless it's coming from the heart, unless it's true for you. I don't think there's much more in life than that. I think you've got to find, let's say this, you've got to find your own rush. You've got to find your rush in life. And people look for it with drugs, right? They do. They look for it with drugs. And unfortunately, drugs give them a false high, right? They feel high for a bit. But then with that high with the drug, then they come down and they're feeling really crap. So they keep looking for that drug to go back high. You want to stay high, do things that you're passionate about. You'll never need to touch a drug in your life. Connection is connection with the true source of existence, which is in you. You came here perfect. So you've already proven it to yourself that you're perfect. You've just dirtied the waters. Life has dirtied up the waters around you as you've gone through life. Well, flush yourself. Cleanse yourself off. Do a bit of a meditation. Put some white light through yourself and shake off all the stuff that's happened. Accept it. Good, bad, and ugly. See you later. Accept it. And then you've got a fresh slate to start from your perfect you. But you've got all this crap just muddying the waters, right? You got to cleanse yourself, right? You got to just get rid of it and accept it, right? Good, bad, ugly. We've all accepted the good. You don't hold on to a good vibe and say, I'm hanging on to this. I'm going to cause a blockage. I hate the fact that was great fun. We don't do that. When we've gone through hell, someone dumped on us when we were a kid, some parent beat the shit out of us, some person abused us, and we couldn't deal with it as a kid, and we bottled it down. We felt like shit, right? Then When you become an adult, you have an opportunity to look at it from an adult perspective. I'm not being abused or beaten anymore. Okay, it wasn't great, but I accept that it happened. And now I'm going to let it go. You just have to accept it. And then know within your heart, I recognise what that was. I recognised how it happened. I wasn't big enough to do anything about it, but I know I'm not going to experience that again. So I've learned that lesson. Let's clear that. Let's let that go. Let's accept it. And now let's put some real positive love in that space. Acceptance of who you are. It's not easy to accept the bad things. It's not. That's the biggest challenge with being able to really connect with who you are and accept yourself, warts and all. It's a very terrible explanation. It's a terrible thing, isn't it? Warts and all. Accept yourself, warts and all. The warts are beautiful too. They're not really. But we got to accept who we are. You've got to say to yourself, thank you, Craig. Thank you for getting to this point. I've done the best I can do. And I tell you, my life's been woohoo, roller coaster, baby. But you've got to be able to quiet yourself down when things get out of control. When the sea is the roughest, the calmest will sail through, right? You need to learn how to calm yourself. It's very important. If you've never meditated, you don't. I've done a little meditation on my 5-minute one on my YouTube channel. It's just breathing. Okay, I'm just talking you through breathing, closing your eyes and letting go, letting the day wash away, right? Letting the stress of the day, all the pace of the day, all the crappy comments from people in the office, whatever. You absorb these things without even knowing it. You don't need them. You can't deal with other people's crap. You have to wash it away, right? And remember this, you're always protected, right? You can never actually take someone else's stuff on or be controlled by someone else unless you believe that they control you, okay? So don't empower someone else to control you. Know that you are the only person that makes decisions for you, right? Other people try and knock other people down to pump themselves up in life. That's called tall poppy syndrome, I think. But that's crap, right? You don't have to be afraid of life if you believe that you're in charge of your life and you're the only person that makes the decisions for you and other people have no control over you, and they do not. It's when we empower them, when we give our power away to others or to something we think is more than us. Oh yes, I believe in this and you make all the decisions for me. I don't agree with that. That's my personal thought in that space. You are the center of your world. You came into this world by yourself. You're living this life by yourself and you'll leave by yourself. So I implore everyone to put yourself first, not in an ego, selfish way, in a self-worth, self-love, self-esteem way. You are special. You are amazing. You are empowered to transform yourself and your life into anything you want for yourself. Now, if you love horror movies, you can certainly create a horror movie in your life, but I'm not really good with horror movies. I got a bit big man scared situation, like, nah, that's not fun. I love a comedy. I love all that type of stuff. Right? I like to laugh. I love, I love me Marvel stuff. I love all the sci-fi stuff. There's more to the world than what we've been told. I think we do live in a bit of a prison world, kind of, where the governments of the world keep us hidden from the truth about what's going on around us. And I think as we move forward over the next couple of years, I think there's going to be a lot more truths come out. And I think people just have to find their own center. I think each of us just needs to be really comfortable with who we are and be really, really know ourselves. Know who you are. Be happy with who you are. And then start to go after the things that make you smile. Start to go after the things that bring you joy, right? It honestly, it is about you. Life's about you. not about anybody else. You know? Sounds too simple to be true, doesn't it? Water. Not vodka, everyone. No, I'm not drinking straight vodka. I'm drinking water. Always like to show the odd crystal when I'm doing my talks. If you don't know much about crystals, I love my crystals. When I first came across semi-precious stones, this is a little clear quartz, or sometimes it's referred to as a male quartz, but I like clear quartz, the inclusions inside a little pyramid there. Crystals are frozen seeds of light trapped in time to help purify and cleanse our own light vibration. Now, I said to you all before, acceptance of who you are and everything you've been through is how you cleanse and get the blockages out of yourself, and that's very true. Crystals, when worn, also absorb low vibration in the area of light vibration that they vibrate in. So they are low vibrational cleansers. They will absorb it from your body. Now, what does that do? Well, when the blockage gets sucked out like that by a crystal, what can often happen is the reason that has been creating the energy that you've been hanging on to, the reason that you created that, the memory can come back into your conscious mind, again, giving you an opportunity to accept that it happened to you. Most things that are bottled up negative energy are not happy moments, okay? So energy wants to be free. It wants to flow. It doesn't want to be like knotted up. What happens if we don't free up the blockage? What happens if it stays there and we just won't deal with the issue? We don't want to let it go. We can't. It was too bad. I can't accept that that person did that to me, or whatever it might be that you're holding on to. Well, unfortunately, this is how physical ailments are created. They are created from someone not letting go of the energy blockage. The blockage will then come out as a physical problem. Now, it's because you are trying to tell yourself, firstly, through the energy that's been blocked, you want to let it go. You're trying to tell yourself through a memory, do you want to let go of this? You're still going to hang on to this. Oh, you're still hanging on to it. And then all of a sudden you haven't let it go. So then your subconscious mind goes, well, we're going to recreate it again because you've got to deal with this. And the next thing you know, you've got some type of physical problem, and it's related to that energy without you even knowing. And it's, once again, you might also get a memory of something that happened to you. You're giving yourself another opportunity. You've created that then as another extension to give yourself an opportunity to let it go, to accept that this particular thing did happen to you, to go through the healing that you need to go through. But acceptance is the key. Acceptance of the thing that happened. That's how you do it. A lot of spiritual people will tell you, oh, you've got to clear your energy, and they won't tell you how. Acceptance. I know, it sounds bloody amazingly simple. And that's pretty much what it is. Okay, well, things have been going on. I haven't been following the scrolling. It stopped. Thanks, Tins. Water is healthy. It is. I'm doing my best. Okay, where are we going to go? Don't understand that at all. YouTube, okay, he'll blah, blah, blah. What's going on here? Just stopping for a moment, everyone. Oh, Minnie Yim, how you going? No, I'm not on some prescription medication, if that's coming at me. Thank you, Princess. You're appreciated. Everything happens for a reason. Yes, it does. Princess, you said hi. I say hi back. Sorry about that. Sometimes the scrolling gets stuck and then it's not there. So my apologies if you're there. If you're not there, all good. But yeah, why would you ask me if I'm on prescription medication? Am I too vibe for you out there? Look, guys, embrace who you are. Connect with you. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about you connecting with the real you. You know who you are. You can't lie to yourself, all right? That's the one person. Let's talk about butter sausage. Well, it doesn't really interest me, man. Maybe you should start a YouTube page about talking about buttered sausage. Um, so you know, as an individual, if you're lying, but no one else knows you're lying, but you know if you're lying about something. See, it's not about getting away with something or being someone that you're not to make everyone else happy. It's about you being your authentic self. The person that decided for you to live this life is bloody you. You chose to come here. There's a bigger reason to why you're here, that you've chosen to live this life. Life's a bloody gift, an absolute gift. Don't waste it. Don't fuck around. I say to everyone, let's be serious about our lives here for a minute. You know, it's great to have fun, and I'm the biggest joker of all, but you got to look at life from a serious perspective. You've got to have a serious look at, work some of that stuff out for yourself. You know, like, why would I want to be here living this life, having this experience? These are questions that I believe each person carries the answers for themselves. You wanted to experience the life through the eyes of who you are right now. So connect with yourself. Quietening your mind down and really just calming the whole ship allows you to hear what's coming from here to here. All the yogis and the Buddhists and all the monks and all those people, they meditate all the time, and they're very centered about who they are. Their very life is just joy and bliss to them. They don't need too much. They're just, that's what a lot of people are, but it's not that they're full of shit. It's the fact that they're disconnected, right? They're disconnected from themselves because they're so focused on what's going on out here, because that's what the governments of the world and the people that have controlled the planet for a long time, those few people that have been doing it to benefit themselves, they're making us look here while they do this, right? We don't want to be distracted, right? I'm like a lot of the spiritual people out there where I say, don't get caught up in media too much. Don't watch as much as you should have. You know, watch genuine people on YouTube, I suppose, like myself and the elites and that. Yeah, they've been controlling us for a long time. We have to take our power back. They've had their power, but they've used it for evil, okay? They've used it to control the masses for their own gains. So I'm a big believer that the way to transform this planet is to center ourselves on ourselves. No one can stop you doing that. You are more amazing as an individual than you give yourself credit for. We have to start believing in ourselves, and to really connect with who we are, we have to quieten the mind down. We have to step out of that crazy energy that's been put out by the elites, all right? And we have to listen where? Inside ourselves. No one can stop you from connecting with you, all right? No one can do it. That's the thing that they're afraid of, that more of us now are connecting with the truth about what life is, right? I've never been interested in power over someone else. I'm interested in understanding who I am and then helping others awaken to who they are. That's exciting to me. I want to live in a world where we all are equal and we're all doing and creating amazing stuff. Actually, no, I had the jab. Not that I really wanted to get it, but the job I was doing at the time kind of forced me in. Yeah, c'est la vie, right? But I'm still here. hasn't knocked me over yet. But yeah, because I'm in Melbourne, mate. Melbourne was like the ultimate, everyone queue up and do it, or, you know, you can't work. And some of us have mortgages and some of us have families and we have no choice, right? And that's the control aspect. So, you know, that was before I've really come out of myself again with what I believe about life too. So that was an interesting time, a number of years ago, obviously, about 4 or 5 years ago. But, you know, it's really about us taking ownership of our lives. That's how we take the control away from them. If you're someone that believes that others are controlling us and it's not a good thing? The answer, the thing that you can do to change that is empower yourself. Connect with yourself as much as you can. Quietly sit and ask yourself these questions. Improve yourself. Yeah. You know, we need to understand that we create our own reality, that we can transform what's going on in our world. And as we understand that and connect with ourselves more and more, others will see us doing that, and others will learn to connect with themselves through our example. One person can change the world, right? Remember this analogy of you've got a quiet pond and a person walks up with a pebble and they drop a pebble in and hundreds of ripples go out over that pond. One person can change the difference. Roman, how you going, mate? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Well and truly into our chat now. We're into the second hour. But the empowerment of ourselves. It's something that we have to realize that we do have power. You know, the fact that we've all given our power away, even to the governments of our countries, and we've said, you make all the decisions, you know. We vote in a democratic society, but we vote once and then after, 3-4 years, whatever, they're making the decisions through that time. We don't choose anything else during that time. And like, I know from an Australian perspective, they're all the same anyway. They're all just doing what's right for them. You know, we don't see much going on to benefit any of us. Things are getting more expensive across the board. I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter what government's in place. They're going down a path that's actually making it harder and harder and harder on all of us. I don't see the next generation. They're going to struggle to get into a house ever. Our kids and their kids are going to battle huge, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how it's going around the rest of the world, but we are so overtaxed in Australia for what we do. We are so underpaid. It's ludicrous, right? It's, you know, you're like you're treading water. If you're a young person today and you're trying to actually create money to, you know, achieve financial freedom and all those things, you've got a long road ahead with the way things are going on at the moment. And it's a really sad state of affairs that our governments aren't really doing anything that any of us can see. That's why there's a frustration around our country, around what's going on. Prices keep going up. If you've got a house, fine, your price keeps going up, but so do all the other houses around it. And it's just making the wealthier wealthier. It's making that gap bigger and bigger. And that's not what the Australia is that I thought, you know, we were. I thought we were about bringing everyone along for the ride, and it seems that they've lost that understanding, you know, and they're just looking after themselves more because it's too hard to actually bring all the other people up from the ground up. But yeah, that's just the way it is at the moment. My heart of hearts, I hope that things do drastically change over the next, couple of years. But it looks pretty hard, doesn't it? It looks, It's, and unfortunately, you know, in Australia, and I'm just as, you know, probably programmed this way. She'll be right, mate. Isn't that one of our comments that we all say? She'll be right, mate. We're the most laid-back bunch of humans that you'll ever meet, right? There's a big chance of it. Gold and silver are something to throw your money into for sure for safety reasons. But, you know, whatever you invest in, everyone, that's your own choice again. I'm not giving you financial advice. Rural Sheep here is saying gold's going to be a good one to get into. But, you know, everyone makes those decisions on their own. Unfortunately, that's how it is. You know, like I say all the time, guys, always take what you like out of what I say, throw away what you don't like. It's not about one person's opinion. These are my opinions about how I see life, but everyone's on their own journey, and I believe everyone has the opportunity to pluck the things that sit with them. When you hear something and you go, that makes sense to me, use it, remind yourself, get that reflection happening, create better things in your life, right? If you like what I'm talking about and you haven't heard me talk before, don't forget to subscribe, because I do throw myself on live pretty regularly now. And I think that's where you get to see the real me. So, You know, I'm not always 100% when I'm coming on. Most of the time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, between 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. and 8 p.m., I'll probably come on weeknights. And, you know, but Mondays in Australia, I'm not going on because there's not many people on Mondays anyway. And, you know, I usually do a Friday night or a Saturday night, but tomorrow I won't be doing a live because I've got family engagements tomorrow. So, yes, always, if you have questions that come up, this is something else I want to talk about tonight because I'm starting to build a bit of you that are regularly listening. If there are things that happen in your life, right, I want to put this out to you guys because it's not about, I want to help as much as I can. So you've all seen my YouTube videos that I pop up. I did an AI one the other day, and I don't know if you guys have seen it or anything yet, but, you know, I ended up riding on this dragon, and I thought it was pretty cool, right? And then there was someone made a comment like, AI, like it was a stupid thing, and I think, well, a bit of fun, right? Having a bit of a laugh. But I put up videos at different times to try and help people know that I'm out here talking about stuff. But if you have a question, right, if you have any question, and it's something that's happened in your life and you want my perspective, you want to get my take on it, right? Just what I think about what's happened. Write it down in a question, leave it there for me and I'll respond, right? I'll give you my opinion. But again, always take what you like, chuck it what you don't like, because no one, I think we have to have that philosophy through our whole lives with everyone that we come across, because we're all unique individuals. And each person that comes into your life, I believe, is there to give you an answer to something or give you a reflection about an attitude that with yourself or a belief or something. People come into your lives for different reasons. But everything those people say doesn't mean that it's gold. It might just be the one thing that you need to hear from that individual that answers that other question, that takes you down the path that you needed to go. You have to be skeptical in life. I'm a big believer in that, because if you're not skeptical and you don't really know anything about a particular area, you're going to be gullible. And if you're gullible, you believe everything and you're just totally confused because you're not deciphering the good from the shit. So you've got to be skeptical, you've got to be open-minded, and you've got to be as positive as you can. So you want to be open-minded and allow yourself to see the opportunities that are there, but then you want to take what you like, chuck it what you don't like, right? Add your own puzzle together. You're a unique, perfect being. That's it. That's it. So, you know, that's all it's about, mate. I hope that what I say, and I know a lot of you that are regularly here chatting away, you know, you're getting something out of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be listening. And I appreciate all of you for jumping on and making me feel like, you know, you're giving me a great reflection on myself too, that I'm saying something that's helpful, right? That not a lot of people are out there talking this way. You know, I'm my own unique self. I'm rough around the edges. I've done trades. I've worked in, you know, business environments as well. I've seen both sides of the coin in my life. So I know, you know, different people from one realm of life to another, quite different across the board. And, you know, appreciate you, man. And it's, you know, I think that's just helped me get a really good perspective of how I see things and how the things that I've been taught through different people that I've known, you know, have helped. Charles Xavier, well, you wouldn't like a certain show, would you? Yeah, the old claws, you know. Nah, very good, mate. Very good. Toyota, you made it. Your car didn't break down. Awesome. How are you, my friend? So, you know, it's been a really good chat tonight about, you know, just really honing in on you, right? I want us all to really hone in on ourselves. Try not to be looking out there for the answers to your life, but the things that come into your life, try and think about the fact that, hey, Craig was saying that what happens here, what comes into my world, is a reflection of what's going on inside me. That thing's just happened. Where inside myself would I think that way? You know, it's analysing yourself, right? Do you agree with what's just happened out there that you've just seen? Do you agree with what went on? Does that sit good? Thanks, Metric. Appreciate you, mate. R&R. There you go. There you go, Charles. When, it's that reflection that we're trying to find, okay? It's trying to learn how to do, right? You want to be able to see, realize that when stuff goes on in your reality, when something suddenly starts to happen, thanks, man. When something starts to happen in your reality or a situation, I believe everyone creates these situations. We bring them to ourselves. So there is a part of you that is connected or similar to what's going on outside you. So if it's a negative situation that's going on, you must feel that way about yourself in some part of you. It's about looking at it and going, do I like what's going on? Well, no, I don't like what's going on. Then maybe there's a part of you that you want to accept, and because acceptance is letting it flow on, and then being able to replace that belief with something more positive. Because, you can have situations where something happens and it draws a response out. Someone says something to someone, or someone cuts you off in the car, right? And you're hitting the horn and you're abusing that person. Do you have eyes in the back of you moron? And all the comments start coming out. But they're low vibe comments, right? Because you don't accept at that point in time that you've chosen to bring that car across in front of you to bring out the frustration and bring out the response that is negative. You have to then analyze yourself and say, that situation happened. I didn't have an accident. It came across and I hit the horn, but I didn't have to respond with all the low negative comments. Why would I want to act like that? That's where you have a choice. But in a lot of cases, the emotion overrides us being able to make a choice and stop ourselves, right? So what are we on about? We are talking about life, the universe, and everything. Montana Healy. That's what Craig does. That's me. I'm Craig. And we talk about life, and we talk about being more positive and taking control of what's going on in our lives, and that we can transform things to be better for ourselves. I am a believer that you and every other person out there has the power to choose what is going to happen in your life. So if you are wanting better things to happen for you, you need to believe that better things are going to happen for you. You need to be, and you have to know where you are, and you have to know the person that you want to become. So if you have those two spots nailed down, if you know who you are right now, you can then know what you see yourself to be, and then you have to work out how and what you have to do to become that individual, right? So it's really about, if what you put out to the world comes back, and that's what happens, let's say that happens, let's say I'm hypothetical here, you want to be putting out much more positive, because if you put out a negative attitude, there's more negative things that will happen in your life then, because you're asking your subconscious through your actions to create what you're doing back to you. So positive outweighs negative. I'm a glass half full person. I'm all about, hey, if that's true, I want to cover my ass here. I'm going to be really positive because I want good things to happen to me. You can check these things out, and I've said earlier in the night, you get what you give. That's it, Charles, right? Like, what you put out there comes back. You can test it with different things that come along in your life, right? Like, when someone drops off a package at the door and you say, thank you so much for bringing that, when you've been extra nice, most of the time you'll see that person, oh, no worries, thank you very much, and they respond in kind. If you're very aggressive at someone, you might find that they, in turn, are aggressive back to you. So keep that in mind when you are saying what you're saying or thinking what you're thinking. Your thoughts and your actions are more powerful than you realize. Empowering yourself and getting to know who you are is the most important thing I think we can all do for ourselves. And I was saying it earlier on, remember this, you come into this world as a baby, you're perfect, you're a perfect little being, you live this life, and then we all leave the same way. We're all the same. We're all perfect at the start, but then we get messed up by all these beliefs. Be as positive as you can, Montana. Life will be good to you, okay? You take care of yourself. So, you know, I think that is one of the simplest things I can say to you all, right? Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. Pat yourself on the back when you do something good. If you don't thank yourself, who's gonna? It's really important that you are pumping yourself up, right? Self-energized, make it happen. If you're doing things that you truly love to do, if you're doing something that brings you joy and passion and gets you excited, you don't need anyone to make you do it, right? You're up early, you're out. I'm going motocross riding. I love motocross. I'm going, it's going to be an awesome day. Your energy's up and you're off because you're doing something you're passionate about. That's where your energy comes from your passion, comes from your joy. Don't do stuff that you hate. If you're doing a job you hate, I advise everyone to start to do, thanks Charles, welcome to the family, mate. I advise everyone to start to do something that you're passionate about, something that makes you feel really good personally, right? Something that you've loved, but you've never done enough of it, right? Get into it. Get your life happening with more of that high vibrational experience. Because when you're doing the passionate things, when you're doing the things that you love, you're attracting others that feel the same about that area. And then opportunities come to you in that area of life that you're passionate about. And then jobs and opportunities come that you can start doing something that's your passion every day of your life. Oh, Montana, I think you just, I don't know how you sub. You basically just, someone tell Montana how to sub. I don't even take any notes of it. You basically, there's, on my page, there's a subscribe button and you can just push subscribe. And I think there's a little notification button you can push on the Craigsworldrocks page that will tell you when I come on live. Okay? I went blank for a minute. It's on my homepage. So appreciate you, Montana. Click the green circle. Yeah. Thanks, Aris. I really half the time don't pay attention to it. But we are trying to grow our group of people here, people that want to be, you know, learning how to really own their lives and make them better and teach other people. I've lived in Melbourne, Australia my whole life, mate, so I'm as Aussie as they get, I reckon. You know, I can't do much about that. That's just how I am. So I hope you appreciate it, mate. Thank you, Montana. You take care, all right? And we'll see you on another live. Feel free to watch any of the videos. They're all positive, all the stuff that I've got on my page. Take care of yourself. Please, boss. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Look, it's, oh, no, Montana, Aussie, 8. We stick together, us Aussies. There's only 26 or 27 million of us or something. But we're all down the line. We'll tell you how it is, no matter what we believe. We're down the line, and I just try and be the most authentic individual I can be, guys and girls. I just try to be the person that's the best version of myself I can be, because I want that to be the reflection in my life. I want to create really good things in my life. So if I'm putting out really positive, I've got the best chance to create that positive in my life. My life's been roller coaster ride, learning everything as I go along. Nothing's perfect, but it's the journey that we're on. I think it's the journey that's exciting, right? Because if we live, you know, umpteen lives, if we live lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, you know, this is just one part of the puzzle. This is just a small part of us existing, and we should just enjoy it to the max. We should just get the most out of it, be the most positive. I want this world to be just exciting and mystical and you know, expansive and, you know, all that stuff that we could possibly imagine. All good, my friend, all good. Oh, shit, that's fair. Well, it's actually pretty warm right now, Montana. It's actually pretty warm. And on Saturday, this Saturday, I think we've got a temperature of 42 degrees Celsius coming our way. So probably be a couple of fires around the bushland in Melbourne, I would say. But Salon Monga, hello, how are you? Welcome aboard. Yes, that's it. Ariz, you got it in one, mate. What you put out there, guys, to everyone, you be safe too, mate. You take care of yourself. What you put out there, everyone, and how you behave is on you, right? There's people out there that just are very disconnected with themselves and they act really badly. They treat people and life with no concern and there's no heart there, right? They're not connected. So that's disappointing for them that they're living an existence where they're not connected with the true energy of life. But it's a lesson, right? People that treat other people really badly, they are being that reflection for those other people to go through those lessons as well. So, from a really balanced perspective, we're all playing our part in this life, right? We are all playing a part. And I think that we can learn all the lessons we need to learn in a positive way. I don't think that we have to go through things in a really harsh environment to experience them. I think we can experience everything we need to experience in a real positive, loving environment. So, your attitude can make a difference, and the vibration of what you're living in is higher and clearer when you're working from your heart, when you're bringing as much light into your life as you can. We are light beings. We are vibrational beings. We want light in our life, right? Like, yeah, good and evil. You can call it good and evil if you want, Charles, but, it's always a battle within ourselves, right? They both exist, light, dark, black, white. It all exists. One exists because the other one exists. So it's not bad. It's just that people go through and they do really evil things to show other people what is evil, so that we can, not want to experience it to then not want to have it happen. I mean, unfortunately with, Adolf Hitler, he did a lot of terrible things in the Second World War, and that was an experience that the world had though, right? And to learn that we don't like that like I talk about, we don't prefer that. On an individual basis, choose the things that you prefer. No one prefers to hurt other people, especially if it's coming from here. It's not going to come from here. You've got to disconnect if you want to go out there and hurt anyone else in life or be a terrorist or anything like that. I mean, that's terrible to think that that's what you think life is. Life's so much more. No one can take away our life. We are perfect, immortal beings. That's my opinion. Life will go on. I want all of you to know that to go out there, live your life to the best of your ability, be the best version of yourself you can be, show other people how to connect with themselves. Just tell all the people around you to go after the things that bring them joy. Do the things in their life that they love to do. That's the secret sauce. What do you hear when someone's doing a job that they don't like? Oh, I can't stand work. Oh, I hate this. Oh, it's so depressing. Well, why are you here doing it? I know you need money, but you should be looking for something that you like a bit more, because it's depressing you. It's disconnecting you from yourself, right? Remind yourselves what you're into and do it. Open up opportunities. Create opportunities. There's no difference to any of us. There is 100%. I say that quite regularly. We are all perfect vibrational light beings that have come into this world as a human being. We're all babies. We all live a life, and we'll all leave the same way, right? But we go on and we're living this experience. And I think if what I was going to say then, to live your life to the fullest, because the only thing you know is that you're blessed, that you're a conscious existing person, right? I'm so excited that I exist, and I'm excited to know that I exist forever. So the fact that I know within myself that I live forever, I can live my life to the fullest. I can be the bravest and the most positive I can be, because I have no fear about what will happen. I'm excited to open up to that experience when it happens. My mum passed many years ago, but she used to hate it when I was younger. And I'd say to her, I really look forward to dying. She hated it. She hated it when I said that. But it was because I'd found a connection with that life goes on. I'd experienced separating from the physical with my energy body, and I've seen my energy body. I've seen it. You go on. You know, Charles, or Riz, all you guys, you go on. You're going to live forever. You're perfect. You're immortal. You're perfectly unique sparks of light and love of existence. We're never going to disappear. We will always be. That's a pretty cool thing to think. And you don't have to do anything because you already have it. So what do you want to do with it? Do you want to live life to the fullest? Or do you want to go into your shell? Because you can do whatever you want. I'm choosing to, hey, let's go for it, because our planet, it needs people to come out of their shells, to show their light, to be the best version of you can be. We need it. The planet needs it. I know that's one of the reasons for me why I'm here, is to be that spark, to be the best spark I can be. Charles, you're a legend, mate. The arrivals. I love it. I love it, mate. Yes, and Charles, for you, mate, I'm very much a believer in the extraterrestrials, and I think this year we are going to get something happening that I think the American government is going to come out and tell everyone the truth. Mate, Charles, it's been a pleasure, my friend. I'm very glad to have you on. I look forward to seeing you on another one, mate. You take care of yourself and you live your life the way you want to live it to the best of your ability, mate. It's going to be awesome for you, all right? Take care of yourself too. Well, Ariz and others that are on, because I have no idea how many people are on unless they're chatting to me. I'm probably going to call it tonight because we have been rocking and rolling, and my battery is getting very low on my phone because I haven't plugged it in. But it has been an absolute joy for me to chat to you all tonight. And I can't tell you, I get a lot out of this. I really, really do. And I appreciate all of you, right? I really appreciate all of you for hanging out and enjoying the conversation and throwing out your ideas and your thoughts. And you get to meet other people that are into the same thing. And, mate, you take care of yourself, Arish. You have a great weekend. And, you know, you just enjoy your life, mate. Tomorrow I won't be on because I've got that family thing going on, but I'll be back on Saturday, mate. So a couple of days and we'll see what everyone's been doing, all right? Take care of yourself, everyone. Craig's World rocks. So does yours. Believe in yourself. You're perfect. That's all you need to know. All right. Catch you guys. See you soon.